4 days before the biggest night of his life, a German coach looked at the champions of the world and called them beatable. Not dangerous, not untouchable, beatable. For 84 minutes in Atlanta he was right, and then, in the space of 7 minutes, the oldest man on the pitch made him wrong forever. We open their file. Minutia. One nation, one story. The fall before the triumph. July 15th, Mercedes-Benz Stadium, Atlanta. Argentina against England. A World Cup semi-final and a grudge older than most of the players carrying it. This is a fixture soaked in history. Mexico City, 1986, Diego Maradona and the 2 goals that made him immortal. The divine one and the impossible one, 4 minutes apart. 40 years later, their sons are still settling that account. On one side, the defending champions, the last kings, the holders of the trophy, dragging a nation's hope through a 4th straight knockout on the edge of a knife. On the other, an England side that believed its time had finally come. And a manager, Thomas Tuchel, who had said the quiet part out loud, "This Argentina can be beaten." For an hour the words looked like prophecy. England are sharp. England are brave. They press the champions high and refuse to show them the respect the trophy is supposed to command. 55 minutes in, it arrives. Morgan Rogers breaks into space and slides the ball across the face of goal, and Anthony Gordon is there at the back post to tap it home. 1-0 England. The stadium tilts, and on the touchline, Tuchel does not smile. He simply folds his arms like a man watching a plan come true. This is the moment. This is where the empire ends, because Argentina have looked mortal all night. The passes are a half-second slow. The legs are heavy from a tournament that has asked everything of them. 35 minutes from elimination, the champions of the world look, for the first time in 4 years, ordinary. Written off. Doubted. A team the world had already begun to speak about in the past tense. And in the middle of it all, walking, stands the smallest figure on the field. Lionel Messi, 39 years old, the man who has nothing left to prove and everything left to lose. He has already climbed the last mountain. Qatar 2022, the trophy he chased for a lifetime, finally in his hands. He did not have to come back. Most men, having touched the summit, would have walked away and let the memory stay perfect. He came back anyway, into the heat of an American summer, to do it one more time. For most of this night, England have smothered him. 2 men, sometimes 3, wherever he drifts. The commentators are already writing the elegy. One last World Cup, they say. One tournament too far. The king, finally, out of time. But here is what should have worried England, even at 1-0. Because this is the thing the doubters keep forgetting about Argentina and about him. A game is 90 minutes long, and Lionel Messi does not need 90. 85 minutes. The ball drops to Messi, deep, with his back half turned to goal and England's shape finally, fatally, stretched. He does not hurry. He never hurries. He rolls it, one touch, perfectly weighted, into the run of Enzo Fernandez arriving from distance. Fernandez takes it in stride and strikes it clean, and the ball rips past the England keeper before the noise can catch up to it. 1-1. And suddenly the stadium is not tilting toward England anymore. You can feel it change. You can feel the old fear return to every white shirt on the pitch. Because they know what comes next. Everyone who has ever watched this man knows what comes next. 92 minutes. Stoppage time. The last breath of the game. Argentina swing it wide, and the ball finds Messi again, and this time he lifts his head and floats across into the one patch of grass England forgot to guard. Rising into it, Lautaro Martinez, a substitute, sent on for exactly this. He meets it with his forehead and powers it down and in, and the Mercedes-Benz Stadium detonates. 2-1. Argentina. Messi assisted both. Of course he did. 2 touches, 7 minutes apart, and a semi-final that England had controlled for 84 minutes was simply, quietly taken from them. Not with speed, not with force, with the one thing no coach can defend against and no scouting report can capture: a mind that sees the ending before anyone else does. Lionel Scaloni stands on the touchline and does not celebrate like a man surprised. He celebrates like a man who has seen this before. Because he has. This is a squad that survived the semi-final on its way to glory in Qatar. A squad that has now come from behind, late again. A fourth straight knockout decided on the thinnest of margins. They do not win easily anymore. They just refuse, absolutely refuse, to lose. And across the pitch, England fall to the grass. Gordon, who thought he had authored the upset of the tournament. Tuchel, who called them beatable, staring at a scoreboard that says otherwise. One more great side that did everything right for 84 minutes and met the one man for whom 84 minutes was never the whole story. So Argentina march on, to East Rutherford, to MetLife Stadium, to a final against Spain on Sunday with history sitting in the stands. Win it, and they become the first nation since Brazil in 1958 and 1962 to lift the World Cup back-to-back. Win it, and Lionel Messi walks off the international stage holding the same trophy twice. The impossible ending to the impossible career. But do not mistake what you saw in Atlanta for a coronation. Argentina were losing with 5 minutes to play. Argentina needed the greatest player who ever lived to reach into the past one final time and drag them out of the grave. The margins are gone. The legs are older. Spain are unbeaten and waiting, and they will not flinch the way England flinched. One night is not redemption. It is a reprieve. The file does not close on a semi-final. It closes, if it closes at all, on Sunday, under the lights, with everything on the table and a king playing the last hand he will ever be dealt. They called him finished. They called them beatable. And for 84 minutes, they were right. Then Messi opened the file and wrote a different ending. If this hit, like it, share it with one football friend and subscribe. A new file opens tomorrow. The files never close.